so-called women went against us, and our brothers went against us also, because we had an evil eye towards our own brothers. That's one of the curses that the Most High put on us. Go on. Come on.
Verse 23. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Yes, until thou be destroyed. So all the burdens and heaviness just dropped on us.
Verse 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies.
Yes, that's why we couldn't fight back, because we, as Jacob descendants, we could just choke the living redness out of the so-called white male. You know what I'm saying? Not the so-called, just these white people. You know what I'm saying? We could just choke the redness out of them and make them really pale. But the Most High didn't do that. Go on.
Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them.
We fleed with completion in front of them. Okay?
And shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
That's why we over here right now in Holland prophesying against these Edomites and against these other nations and against our own people. For 2/3 of these people on the tribe will be put to death.
That's right.
Go on.
Verse 26. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air.
They're feeding off of us.
And unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed.
All the plagues that we getting and we can't get healed, that's the Most High doing it to us. We heard we got sickle cells and stuff like that, but actually these so-called white people, they have sickle cell originally because they need to drink milk. See, we as so-called Negros, Latinos, Indianos, and Mexicanos, we get that illness because of the Most High first and foremost, but that shows you that naturally our bones are stronger, but they need milk, or else they just be like blubber. Gotta sneeze.
Verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness.
Madness and blindness. That's why some of us Jakes, they're crazy than a motherfucker.
And astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noondays as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee.
That's why we're not prospering. And you're not supposed to be looking to prosper. If you're looking to prosper, then you gotta bow down to this to the God of this world, which is the one they call Satan. That's how you prosper. You're not supposed to prosper in this world. You're supposed to be happy with what you got. The Prophet Paul said, give me my daily bread, just enough so that I can live, enough to eat, and basically just a place to sleep, food. I don't need a lot of women. I don't even need one. I just need the Most High, and if I get him, then I get the women. You know what I'm saying? So, and the Prophet Paul didn't have any women because he said, what was it? Him that are you gonna get?
The scripture say that him that have a wife, as
live,
be, though they
have none. So if you have a wife, you need to live as if you don't have a wife. You don't need to tend to her needs. She actually needs to be satisfied by herself with you. And the things you don't do for her or do for her. If she's not content with that, then you can know that that's a wicked demonic spirit she has. But if a woman just loves you for you and doesn't need anything else like money or nothing else like that, then you know you got pretty nice thing. I won't say good, because no one is good but the Father. But you got something nice.
Let's go. Verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Adultery.
Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
The White House. The so-called Negroes build it. And who lives in it? A Hamite. And and before that, only gay people lived in there. Only so-called white people. Go on.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Just like what Bob Marley said. Okay, we plant the stuff and they take it. Go on. Examples.
Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee.
All our things have been stolen from us. Our substance, our cattle, everything. Hey man, you see cops every fucking 2 minutes, man. You see cops just rolling by and shit, looking at us. Nobody complaining yet, but I already saw like 5 or 6 cops, man. When we on the other spots, we don't see so many cops, man. I'm telling you.
Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
We got sold.
And thine eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
We couldn't fight to take our kids back when they sold us in slavery.
That's right.
But when we gonna sell them in slavery, they're gonna be the same, but double. Go on.
Verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away.
That's what every other nation on this planet Earth did. Mainly the so-called white people, yeah, the skate people, and the East Indians, the Africans. Who else? The Chinese, the Japanese, Moab, Ammon, Edom, Ishmael. They're still feeding off of us, man. Look at these stores, man. These fucking stores. The other day they took us off the street again. It was them fucking coolies, man. Them East Indians. Talking chitter chatter shit. You know what I'm saying? Before that, it was a couple of fucking cave monkeys. You know what I'm saying? They're always taking us off this block over here. But go on.
Verse 34. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head.
You can clearly say we went through hell. That's what you could say. Not hell as in burning. No. That's nonsense. Hell is a state of a state that you could be in, like in jail. That's hell.
The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
So even our King David went into slavery when he was he was reincarnated, just like we are.
As King David came back as Zerubbabel.
Yeah, but this is talking about slavery.
And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
As we do now, Caesar Borgia, the Buddha, a stone, they call it the mega stone or something. Yeah, that's what our people are worshiping right about now.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
They don't call us by what we are. They call us bywords like nigger, spics, and all that shit. And astonishment, they're making jokes off of us. Everybody wants to laugh off of a nigga, right? They always got like niggas, the brothers like Richard Pryor and shit. These white people, they fucking love you. They love a jokey nigga.
Kevin Hart.
Yep, they're funny.
You know, Dave Chappelle.
They're fucking funny.
You know, you have all those, and it's always, they always start degrading their own people. That's what they always doing. They're always degrading their own people.
These white people ain't scared of brothers like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not scared of brothers like that. They be like, I hope you make some more jokes. Go on.
Verse 37.
But if you got the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, then they're scared of you.
Then they leave you alone. Because you know, basically, when a white man see a black man is in a rowdy spirit, he know that he knows the truth.
Not only that,
then they leave you alone.
Not only that, they want to get you off the street.
Yeah.
They want to arrest you. They want to bring up bogus charges against you, talking about you doing this and you doing that.
And then they're scared of you, man. It doesn't matter who the white man is, man. When a Jake, when he's round up in the spirit, he's telling you fucking devil, man. These devils, they walk away because they know they're wrong. They know what they did to our ancestors. Then they all get scared. Done. Are we done? Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them.
Yep.
Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit.
Yes, the Most High is showing us we are not supposed to prosper. He wants to bring us down for the big nonsense that we actually did against him.
And by the Lord putting the curses upon us, that's the only way how salvation can come. And that's one of the reasons why the Lord Yahushua came, to give salvation to the Israelites, not to give salvation to everybody. That's why people go up.
And there you can also see the curses came only on the Israelites.
No.
The other nations are free. The Roman, they have no sins. They can't sin. They can do anything they want.
There's a scripture in the Hebrews about that, where it says to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings. Well, I thought it's Hebrews 2 and 14. Yeah, this is Hebrews chapter 2 verse 10. For it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, in bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings. You know, because that's how our salvation will be perfect, through sufferings. The Israelites are under the curses.
Roman?
Yeah, that it was. Salaki. I'm at. Thou, yeah, first 40 hours. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. You see?
Your sons and your daughters shall go into captivity. Je zal niet genieten van je dochter en je zonen. Waarom? Want dat is slaven. Dat zei de Mozart dat zou gebeuren met de kinderen van Israël. De echte kinderen van Israël.
When the so-called Negroes and the Indians were in slavery, when they was begetting children, those children, they would go right into captivity. Just like they.
Just like how they made the wolves bear children and made dogs. And the wolves actually used to attack them, right? But then the dogs, they slaves, they don't know nothing. They just love you, lick you all over and down and shit. Those are the slaves. You could compare them to slaves, and the wolves were their ancestors, because the ancestors, they hated these motherfuckers, and they hated them. So they had to kill off the wolves and then breed the doggies. And then mix them, and then make the dogs think that they're, you know what I'm saying? They're supposed to love them.
Verse 42. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
That's why you see all these other nations, these East Indians, these Arabs, these Turkish people, these coolies also, and these Afghanistanis, they're all above us. They got stores and shit. We need to buy at their motherfucking places and shit. So they don't put us. They don't put us. They don't put them over us. So Esau did that so that we can buy their things. These other nations, these heathens, their things. Then these heathens go back to their country and live like fucking kings. Okay? Because in their country, €1 is like having like almost like $10 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's even more than dollars. Because €1 is more than dollars. But anyway, something like that. Some countries is even hundreds in their
Yeah, go on. It says verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
That's why all these stores here. First, when I used to live here, you didn't have no Africans stores. You didn't have no East Indian stores. Yeah, a couple of them, but you didn't have the other nations. Wasn't here. The Afghanistans, and Chinese and shit. But anyway, now you do got them. But Jake has been living here for fucking years. You don't see no slave descendants building up stores. Latinos, Indianos, and Mexicanos. You don't see that shit. Why? First of all, the government is against you. They're never gonna give you a license to open up a store. That's one. Second, the Most High said, "You shall be cursed in the city and in the field." That means the city is the daughter of Babylon, and the field is the world. Go on.
Go on. Yeah, verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
When you lend something from somebody, like the elders teach us, you're in slavery, you're in debt. But he's not supposed to raise the rent. He's not supposed to ask a percentage. You know what I'm saying? If you loan that fuckface $50, you're supposed to. I mean, if you borrow $50 from him, you're supposed to give him back $50. But what did these cave people do? They fucking terrorize you. He gives you 50. After a couple of months, you have to give him 100. That's not according to the scriptures. He's not supposed to do that, but he's breaking the law again. Go on. Yeah, interest. He wants interests.
They call it the rent.
Interest, they call it. A certain percentage.
Dat zou ik ook als iets terug naar de deur gaan.
Veel fucking girl met zo'n lange haar. Dat is een fucking gek. Kankermeisjes.
Verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Yeah, we are the tail.
If you look today in this society, the tribes are the tail. And who is the head? That's the so-called white man.
Esau, Amalek is actually
they're the head.
Yeah.
But if you go back to our forefathers, Esau and Jacob, who had the birthright, Jacob, we're supposed to be above these people, man. But you know, but you know why we're low? Because we broke the commandments of the Lord.
The Most High willing, we're gonna get that upper hand again. The Most High willing only. We can't do it by ourselves.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou beest destroyed.
Till thou beest destroyed. That's what's happening with us.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Upon thy seed forever. That's why we in poverty right now. We in pain. You know what I'm saying? Our people are dying. Sickness is hitting us. You know what I'm saying? And I heard they got a new disease coming out. Esau planted it. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. He did a good job. But he got this  disease coming out. Flesh-eating disease. It happened to 3 Edomites already in America. This little pretty, as Elder Dahar said, this little pretty white chick